Another Thursday night here on Darkwoods Paranormal, brought to you by Unbox Media LLC. I'm your host, Gabriel Von Graves, and as always, standing in the shadows with me, the live voice of clarity, curiosity, and just the right touch of chaos, the one and only Raven Knight. Welcome, Raven.
Thank you.
Before we bring our tonight guests into the conversation, I want to give thanks to our sponsor for the first half hour, a place that reminded me that sometimes the best haunts aren't paranormal at all, they're primal. When I'm not listening to whispers in the forgotten halls, I'm chasing flavor. And last week, that trail of smoke led me straight to Hudson Smokehouse in Ironton, Minnesota, just minutes from Brainerd. Texas style slow smoked barbecue brisket so tender it practically admits its sins. Ribs that fall apart like they've been carrying secrets too long. And sides that make you feel like the comfort food you forgot you were even missing. If you're chasing ghosts or just hungry for something real, follow the smoke home to Hudson Smokehouse in Ironton. This one will definitely stay with you. So I want to welcome two individuals that have helped us along the ways here and have become personal friends to Raven Knight and I. Chumming with the Spirits, JD and Parachum, welcome, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here.
It's our pleasure.
Welcome to
Yeah, thank you for having us. I really regret eating my ramen noodles right now. I want some
No, I
smokehouse.
share them, brother. It's all good. What happened to Raven?
Just, uh, just like her to just to leave when things are getting good.
So, gentlemen, we were together last weekend, and I had a fun time seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Um, let's get into it. Let's talk about our experiences. Go ahead. Let us know what. Let me know what you guys experienced. What you guys thought of Shaker's Bar and Grill in Milwaukee, and what theories do you have behind that? Some people are able to experience some things. Some people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, do you mind if I jump off, JD?
Go ahead, hop on in. Water's warm.
I would say the first thing I wanted to say is the place was amazing. Their drinks and whiskey selections were top notch, and the atmosphere was just. We don't have many places like that here in Kansas City, and just the atmosphere was worth going and experiencing.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth going back to on our annual trip to Elkhorn and in the area. That'll
Absolutely.
definitely you'll definitely be going back.
I'm actually trying to get us into the basement. I guess that's supposed to be one of the hottest spots there.
Is that
So
where Missy went or Raven went?
I think it did.
He's already checking it out.
Sucked her right down.
But yeah. So we all met up on our annual trip back up to Elkhorn to do the Beast of Bray Road.
Hmm.
Uh, we and you graciously invited us to go check out Shakers. Uh, as Parachum brought up, amazing ambiance. The building is beautiful. They've done an amazing job with the decor, keeping everything upstairs looking the way it is. They have ghost tours, but they have a wide selection of alcohols. I'm a whiskey guy. They had everything I could ever hope for. Their mixed drinks, very very good, and the staff was amazing. Let's be honest. They catered to everything that we wanted. They made us some custom drinks. Um, Definitely a place. If you're in Milwaukee, I would highly recommend checking out Shakers. And then from a ghost tour, which they do tours during the afternoon. I didn't catch all the hours because it's an interesting location in itself. Because it was originally there was a graveyard there,
Hmm.
and then that got tore up and bodies relocated, which you have stories on that.
Hmm.
Then turned into what it is today, but it was a brothel for a little while. It's been
Yep.
a speakeasy for a long time, and that's how it's grandfathered in for the cigars and smokes in the building is because it's been that way since the 80s.
Which I actually think is great. It's been a long time. I smoked way back in the day, but it's been a long time since I could have a cigar indoors. And it was just nice after a meal to sit there and enjoying the flavor of a cigar along with good company, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. She's
Oh,
back.
hi.
Raven's back, but she's silent.
Okay, so I went into the basement. I haven't found anything yet, so I will keep you updated for further basement investigations.
Thank you, Raven.
Raven from the field.
Live from the field, aka the basement. You guys know I like a basement.
You are attracted to him.
I am. You know what can I say? So it was an interesting. I love Bob. I know you guys were just. I kind of heard some of that, but I love Bob. Bob is just an amazing, phenomenal guy, and he definitely has a ton of stories. So I highly recommend actually going and listening. Like if you ever have the chance to sit down and talk with him, he has so many stories, and he can talk for a very long time. But he's very well knowledged in the history of Shakers and in the history of what's going on or what did happen.
I would clarify him as a historian, just
for
his knowledge
sure.
alone. Yeah.
Just from
Yeah.
the knowledge he has of the building and everything that's going on. Yeah. Well, I was just
Yeah,
thinking
sure.
about, we actually have another friend, Dan, that lives up in the Chicago area that is restoring a old Victorian house. I'm now realizing we need to set up a North Central ghost tour, check his place out, go back to the
Let's
Shakers.
do it, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have open invite. He's gotten tons of activity. He's part of a paranormal group called PRI. He would love Shakers. He's a brewer himself. Makes absinthe and is a connoisseur on drinks. So we'll have to reach out to him on the next time we're heading up, see if he can swing by and check out the place, because I definitely want to go back. It's not even just for the paranormal, just for the ambiance of the place. It's when you have owners that really care about what they have, that makes a big difference. You can really tell that they're happy, they're very proud of what they have, and they embrace it. It's a wonderful ambiance. They said drinks were amazing, people were amazing. I could see that be a really nice local hangout to be able to go there. You just don't get that very often.
Well, next time you guys are there, we'll try to talk to Bob and see if we can't get you on one of the ghost tours. It really is interesting. Our young lady, who will be on our show coming up soon, I think, Raven, she actually gave us a Jeffrey Dahmer tour. She's a Jeffrey Dahmer historian.
Which we know
was very, very interesting. In fact, she's also dives into her own personal vampirist, which is kind of cool. But we had fun, and we would like to have you guys come back with us again there one more time, and just maybe get in the basement and maybe check out some other areas. Raven and I found a little Irish pub, so maybe we should do a weekend again. Do Shakers and then go to this nice little Irish pub. We can hopefully do an investigation.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Milwaukee has so much history to it
does.
itself, just north of Chicago.
It's
I'm
a-
actually
yeah.
very fond of Milwaukee. I'm not a big town guy. I don't really like them that much, but Milwaukee, I really feel like home at. We had a good time. We did a lot of interesting places, a lot of history. You know.
Yeah.
It has the pockets of feels like small town and a big
Mhm,
town
it
type
does.
thing.
Absolutely. does.
Yeah. Well, you said something about absinthe, which is really funny. They have a drink at Shakers called Death in the Afternoon. It was apparently, I guess, Ernest Hemingway loved his absinthe. So it's supposed to be like Ernest Hemingway's drink, an ode to Hemingway, which I love. So,
Paracham had
Yeah.
a Sazerac, which is a New Orleans drink based out of the Sazerac House, which uses their own version of an absinthe mix.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was
for their
really good.
cocktail. So
And
yeah,
speaking
the
of
worm,
New Orleans, hopefully we'll be going there soon. You know.
we're
Also,
hoping the
all
end of
4 of us
July.
here. Yeah.
I got filled out my paperwork. Hopefully you guys got the same packet. I did mention you guys in the packet that we're
Nice.
trying to put together a group to go down. So hopefully I'll hear something back soon.
Hmm.
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think it'd be fun.
So,
Yeah, just New Orleans. I'll be okay.
because we like New Orleans. Well, I like New Orleans, but it's been like 20 years.
But you're only
I
21.
I'm only 21. Yeah, wait. I still get carded, actually, Paracham. I love that you brought that up. I do. It makes me happy.
I think I would be
So-
upset.
No, it makes me happy. I'm super happy. I'm like, yes, you can look at this. Go ahead. Check it out. I want to, I guess, talk about like we've had JD on the show. Paratum, this is your first time on our show, so welcome, Paratum,
Welcome.
to That's Paranormal. We've been on your show, but I'm happy that you're here. I think that we could talk a little bit about. I know we have all of us have had experiences. All of us have investigated places, and some of them have been, I want to say, haunted, or we've had activity, right? And then we've been investigated places that have not had activity, but everybody else swears that they walk into this place and it has activity and is haunted and all this stuff. But then you go in and you're like, okay, nothing happened. What do you guys think causes these things to happen? Like where one person will go in and they have absolutely nothing, and one person goes in and they get everything.
I
Go
have
ahead,
a
Paratum.
I have a possibility for an answer if you're up
I
for
love
it.
it. I want to hear it.
So, I think you guys met Rick at our party. He was with his son Jordan.
Yep.
He is the individual that I used to be on a paranormal team with, Spooks, and we actually had a theory about why people can experience certain phenomenon and others can't, and we called it the blinker theory.
Okay.
So, when you're sitting at a stoplight and you're turning left and you got your blinker on, and you notice someone else across the way is also turning left directly against you, and your blinkers are going, and then for a split second they match and then they go off, it might be a possibility that the reason people are experiencing paranormal phenomenon is because the brainwave frequency outputs that they're emitting in the moment are connectively matching the ambient frequencies in the location or in the room or in the area. So we were actually at a place called the Farrar School in Maxwell, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
We went up to I think it was room 301 or 302, I can't remember. Supposedly the most haunted room in the building. And they were doing annoying spirit box session. I can't stand those things. And I'm sitting on a desk at one end of the room, and I kept hearing a woman behind me. So I'd be like, hey, did you guys hear that? And they'd be like, no. After like the fourth or fifth time, they were like, you're ruining this experiment. This is getting absurd. So they turned everything off and were like, let's go to another room. I was like, no. I had a voice recorder going, so I pulled it out, and every single time that I heard a woman, you could hear a woman talking on the voice recorder. So they were like, oh, we're sorry, but is it a possibility that my brainwaves were the exact match of the room? So I was able to witness things or experience things, but they weren't. It's just a theory. It's just a thought.
An interesting
It's
theory.
actually very interesting, Paratum. That was really good. I could visualize the blinkers, and it made sense.
I've never been at a place where the blinkers matched up though, so now I feel
Really?
like I need to run a test and like sit and watch. Maybe I just don't pay that much attention.
It's
Well,
a split second.
you've had some pretty interesting hits on REM pods that at locations that your REM pod, my REM pod went friggin' nuts in a certain room. Do you not consider that the blinkers matching, or for you is the blinkers matching when you hear something personal?
That's a good
And
point.
Mm.
Because for me, I mean, like I said, I think it's more like fishing. You can go to the best place to fish, and 99% of the time you're going to catch something. You have that 1% of the time that just doesn't happen. And then
Mhm.
you're throwing in variables. What energy are you bringing? Do the spirits know you? Are you
Mhm.
rude?
What
You
bait
know,
are you using?
Is it during the time frame that they normally have activity? Can you line up enough positives to get that experience? It's these events at this time of year, the right people that are open to it, that are familiar with the house or where you're at. I think you
Yeah.
can build up your possibilities, but you can never guarantee you're going to get some amazing evidence, and
Yeah.
then you run into personal evidence, like what I think what you're talking about is personal evidence when you hear that voice in your ear or you feel the touch versus a K2 meter or a REM pod or a cat ball or
Yeah.
it depends on really what you're looking for. I think there's a lot of places that you can always get a K2 hit, you can get a REM pod hit because those are easier to pick up. The where you're getting touched, where you're hearing voices, where you get the residual or intelligent footsteps up a flight of stairs. That's the rarer ones because I mean the next step after that is when you actually see a full body apparition. So
Or
Yeah.
possession.
or possession, yeah. Well, way to go there, Paradigm. Let's go dark.
So that's interesting that you bring that up. I mean, I know Gabriel and I are not huge cat ball people. I maybe shouldn't expose us, Gabriel, but I just did. We're not big cat ball people. I believe that you can get some intelligent hits off of a REM pod or a K2 sometimes, but I don't solely want to base everything off of those things. Like sometimes when they're responding, it seems like they're being really intelligent and responding and like to the questions. Like that's something, but I also in my head, I'm like, I need more, I need more than that to be like, okay, that leans me in a certain way, but it's not necessarily seeing an apparition or hearing that voice
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
It's
So
a good starting indication, right? That there
Yeah.
might be something there. It's better than nothing, or a flashlight being set up to be turned on and off.
So can
Mhm.
I ask a personal question?
Of
Depends
course.
what it is. No.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fair chum, most certainly.
So what happens when that activity that you're asking for more becomes the norm? Do you then
Oh,
want more on top of that? Is there ever a limit, or is there ever going to be enough?
I don't think so. I think
that's a great question.
human nature, I believe, at least in my perspective, is that you didn't take a drink, JD.
Yeah,
There you go. So it, I think that as uh, humans seem to want more and more, we're never satisfied. So regardless of what kind of evidence we see or get, we will continue wanting more.
Mhm.
I appreciate Gabriel hopping on that, and so Pearchum doesn't seem sexist for calling out for Missy, or sorry, Raven for not being satisfied and needing more.
That's not what I meant. Wow.
Look at
Oh,
Gabriel
got it.
backing up at their teammate. That's the way to go. I
Aw,
appreciate that.
thanks, Gabriel.
I mean, think about though.
It's true though.
Human race are never satisfied. We always want more. We're not satisfied
We
with our
do.
surroundings. We go to outer space. Now, not before. We just make believe. And then if we don't want more, we just explore the water, right? So we're never satisfied. We always are explorers by nature.
Well, what happens
It's
if
like
outer space
quest
is the
for
water of the
knowledge.
firmament?
Then I guess we bored and we start experimenting on each other like we used to.
Oh boy.
We're animals.
True.
No, but I mean, that's a valid point, though. I mean, there are people out there that are never, I'm like we're going with never satisfied, but there are people out there that constantly have that quest for knowledge, right? That quest to do bigger, to do better, and
The hunger for experiences.
Yeah.
yes,
Because I mean,
Yeah.
it is addictive.
It is.
I remember somebody saying, "Wow, all these other people are getting stuff happening around me, but there's nothing happening where I'm at," and that can be frustrating.
It is.
Well, to be fair, I luck out because I have Parachum. He does. His ears are very. I don't know if it's him personally, but he hears a lot of stuff, which again he backs up. Like we have recorders going around, and I'll be
Mhm.
honest. I think we probably have more actual audio versus EVPs. Come to think of it, like most of the stuff that we
Mhm.
have was actually audible. But it's so faint that you had it on the recorder. You can hear it, you can bump it, but versus like a lot of other teams get a lot of EVPs. I was thinking about I really don't have a huge collection of EVPs of something that we didn't hear, but then you could hear it on the recording. Versus there's a ton. Well, like at Shakers, there's a female humming or doing something, and then we got the footsteps up the steps, like which were clear as day when you listen to it. And then I go point the camera down there. There's nothing coming up the stairs. Come around and Jen's looking up the upper stairs and make sure no one's coming down those, and there was nobody there. It was clear as day. And it was those bottom stairs. They had a different creak to them.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to tell you on that. I mean, it was, I would deem that more residual, but I grew up with that I had that type of activity growing up. That you'd hear people coming down, or every once in a while you hear somebody coming up the stairs, doors opening, but that's something we didn't experience, was doors opening. But I don't know if we had any doors really that were closed.
I closed the sliding ones down in the parlor when you guys went upstairs, and nothing happened.
Well, I know personally when I was sitting on the steps and looking up towards the penthouse, I could see shadows moving, and I thought Raven was up there. But turns out she was down on the second floor with you guys.
She's pretty shady.
She is pretty shady, But I do think at Shakers, at least, there was something there. You could feel the difference when you walk into the abortion room, is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
You could feel the
sign in there.
What sign?
The sign on the bathroom.
The restrooms are not used for having sex.
It did say that. Yes, it did.
I mean, that's really proactive abortion right there. Just don't have sex.
So, did everybody else feel that it was that same room? Because I didn't. I had a different room. Jen and I felt, because we were hearing weird footsteps, noises, and all kinds of stuff coming from it. Sure. It was that bedroom on the second floor.
But you got that audible in the lounge area, right?
Yeah, and to me, it's like it's coming from that room.
So I didn't actually feel anything in any of the rooms. There was one space that I was particularly drawn to, which was weird because it just was a random space that was kind of closed off, like that wasn't even part of like anything that anyone would go look at.
The storage area.
And I was like, and I was like, I want to go here.
Right.
Basements and storage areas. Apparently, that's where I'm drawn to. I was like, for some weird reason, I'm like, I really need to go sit in here. And I didn't really have much happen in there, but like, I was just super drawn to that space. But
well, I know when I sat on the couch in the penthouse, I was just drained. I mean, I was like instantly sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it was a comfortable couch. I mean, it was just there's something in there that I felt at least was sucking the energy out of it.
Yeah, the top floor in that lounge area.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I sat down in that room for whatever reason, I was getting tired. Versus going down to the second floor was very invigorating.
Actually,
there was definitely a regenerating energy in there. Absolutely.
Well, and that's the place where she was supposedly, we'll just say supposedly murdered. That was where she was murdered. So it would make sense if she still haunts that space that she would try to be drawing energy from.
Absolutely would.
From you. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and maybe she just didn't draw enough energy.
I have a question for you. Oh, sorry. JD, you were going to say.
I was just saying that we had an interesting REM pod hit when I mentioned that I had chocolate if they would like chocolate, and the REM pod went off, and we put piece of chocolate over there for them.
And that was one of the only times. I was going to say that one of the only times that we actually had any activity on that.
And that was her that was
on
the
bed,
space, right? Like, that was the space where she was supposedly murdered. So, I mean, I guess.
I have a random question, and everybody that's watching, you can call me stupid or idiotic. I don't care. I'm still going to ask it.
Never.
So we all have different personalities, right?
For sure.
If someone is murdered in a way like that, where their body is chopped up into pieces, does that separate the soul into different entities for haunting? Like, cutting off the arm could separate the fear. cutting off the head could cut off the loving
I get what you're
spirit.
saying, though. Like if you
Yeah, I
think
get what you're
about,
saying. I think you're going down a weird path there, buddy.
I think once the victim is dead, the soul leaves the body. I don't think you can separate the soul.
yeah, I
The
think the
soul
soul
is
is
kind of gives us
intact.
the energy, gives us our personality, gives us
No.
who we are.
Voldemort
But I
did.
get, I
Could
get what
still be
Parachum was
attached.
saying, though.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah, but-
think of the chakras, right? So like your third eye is like your knowledge, and your throat chakra is where your voice is. So if you ever actually have problems with your throat, it's supposed to be like in your chakra because
Mhm.
you can't express yourself. There's the heart chakra. Anyway, so it moves down, right? And I think that maybe Trump's trying to say like those different things are separated because if
Yeah, like
you're
Horcruxes.
yeah, but I don't know. I think actually the soul probably is just intact, and can't be separated. But it's an interesting theory, Paratrump.
I think so.
I-
What I like about you, Parachum, is you actually come up with very deep, meaningful scenarios. I enjoy that from you. Thank you so much.
That I don't truly understand.
No, but it's ways we could discuss things, and
Yeah.
I think that's remarkable. Thank you for that.
Because I also look at the not just humans but buildings.
Right?
So if a location is alive per se,
Hmm.
if multiple things have happened to it over the years, like the Eldridge Hotel in Lawrence, Kansas, has been burned down multiple times and rebuilt upon the ashes, does that, each individual instance of those, that something terrible has happened to it, create a different type of effect in the paranormal realm?
No, but I think what it can happen is,
Do you get what I'm saying, though?
yeah, but like haunted objects, the objects from the Titanic or whatever, that you get, like even the dismemberment of a body. Say somebody has the finger bone and not knowing it, it's buried on the land. I think that could be it's still connected to that person. Like there could be things connected to those items. Like if you pull, there are a lot of horror stories of people taking stones from abandoned ghost towns and having major issues until they send the stone back or whatever trinket. They and all they can think of is that they had grabbed something as a souvenir, and when they took it away, they had immense misfortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a stone from the Missouri State Penitentiary when they tore down one of the walls. That may be why I have apparitions.
Very possible. Absolutely.
So first of all, don't take things from places.
I paid for it because it has a plaque on it.
There you go.
I do want to take a second. I mean, we were talking about Shakers, and we want to take a second because Shakers is one of our other sponsors, and so we want to take this moment right here and just actually say that Shakers, we ate there. It was one of the most amazing meals I think I've had probably ever in my entire life. They have not only amazing food, they have not only amazing old fashions, because I'm a big old fashioned connoisseur, I'm going to call myself now, Gabriel as well,
Absolutely.
but they are just a phenomenal place. The atmosphere itself is very welcoming. It's a great place to just be in. It's one of the only cigar bars in the state of Wisconsin that you can go and actually smoke a cigar. So if you go and have a phenomenal dinner, wonderful drinks, you can also smoke cigars in the bar itself. And I have to say, and I cannot say more wonderful things about Bob himself, because Bob is, like I said before, just an incredible storyteller. And I really highly recommend Shakers. And if you are brave enough to stay up in the penthouse, like we were just talking about, you definitely have that option to rent out that space and stay in the penthouse as well. So I really think that everyone should go check out Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we'll always go back there. We highly recommend it. And I think you guys loved it as well. So I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah. So thanks to Bob and Shakers.
Yes, what an amazing location. if you're in the area, I would highly recommend going, having a drink, enjoying some food, the ambiance, the history of the building.
Fantastic.
It
History
is
is for sure.
fantastic. Yes.
Ties to the Capones, and you can't love that more. I mean, I've always been a fan of that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I know we've talked a lot about what our experiences were at Shakers, but we also wanted to, I was going to say, play a fun game today in tonight's episode. Oh, he's shaking his head already. So every episode that we do on Dark Woods Paranormal, we always have to bring up Bigfoot. And so tonight is not going to be any different. I think tonight, because you two and I all agree, you two being
Mass
these two
delusions. Mass delusions.
jumping with the spirits folks here and myself, we all agree that Bigfoot's real. I think it's time that we try to convince Mr. Gabriel that Bigfoot is real. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of take it away. Parachum, why don't you start? I know you're like, what? I'm throwing you under the bus. Putting you in the spotlight. Our job right now is to try to convince Gabriel that Bigfoot's real. And Parachum, what do you got?
Now, before we start with the mass delusions, I want to kind of segue into this for a second. I actually would like to go Bigfoot hunting with you guys sometime.
I would love to.
I actually would like to accompany that with bringing you guys to Michigan and maybe going into the lighthouse we were able to go into. They have a huge sighting of Bigfoot up there, and
In the lighthouse?
yeah, well, no, in the woods, but maybe from the lighthouse. I don't know, but I have a
it's
special
less bugs
affinity.
and it's warmer, so.
I have a lot of affinity for lighthouses, and
Yes.
I think it's a very special place. So hopefully we can get in there. Maybe we can set something up. Also, there's a lot of woods in Michigan. I would love to see if we can't discover whatever mass delusions you guys are misinterpreting. But Parachum, take it from there, my friend. Convince me.
I'm going to
Okay.
take some cues from JD on this one.
Okay.
When you look at the wood booger, aka Bigfoot, it is a very well-known cryptid. I would say it's the king of cryptids. Wouldn't you agree? Like Godzilla is the king of monsters. There is more physical evidence over the years of the existence of Bigfoot than there is of any other paranormal or supernatural phenomenon out there. Yet it's the least talked about and the least believed in. Would you not agree, JD?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, to me, the fact that it has more physical evidence than any other thing out there, how can you not say it's not real?
It's not real.
Okay,
I tried.
I don't know. Okay, JD, what do you got?
A map.
I knew JD was getting something ready for us. I knew it.
See, this is the Bigfoot research map. This is all the databases of every known Bigfoot reporting in the U.S., Canada, and the world.
Mhm.
That's a list of all the basements in the United States too.
Really? Okay,
So,
you guys, I love to
that's-
travel as well.
That's Wisconsin.
Yep.
So the bright blues, there's legends on it, but there's the bright yellow. Is it within the last 7 days? The greens within the last 48, blues within the last 10 days. And what this actually documents isn't just sightings, it's whether or not they captured a footprint, a physical sighting, or a howl, and sometimes all three. One of the things that they are missing, though, is they are not capturing the handprints. This is where it got me. So we just recently lost Jeff Melbrum, who was a doctor in, I think he was a paleontologist, or
Mhm.
anyways, he was one of the first people to actually be serious about Bigfoot. he started looking at these casts and realizing there's a metatarsal break in the foot, which is Bigfoot's foot is more like a chimpanzee's, like our hands, which grips the ground better. He also then started looking at the original Patterson Gimli Patsy footprint. There are fingerprints, the grooves on that cast, and because of that, he started going through. He could find the ones that were fake because they're just plaster. There's no metatarsal break. There's no anything like that. When I went up to Oregon, and they oh shoot, who's trying to think the guy's name? He's from Finding Bigfoot. Cliff has a museum up there in Boring, Oregon. He has an extensive collection of handprints that have been captured all over the United States and Canada. We actually had met Carter Bouchard here from KC. He's a local Bigfoot guy. He has a hand cast as well. And we're talking massive. Like, I'm not a small guy. These handprints they're like Shaquille O'Neal would look like normal next to most of these handprints that they've got, all the way from the fingers, sometimes all the way in the mud. And what happens is a lot of people think they're footprints until they cast them. And then you can actually see the digits, the handprint. Our good friend Matt Orton from Drunken Cryptids, you guys have all met him. He has a knuckle print that I've scanned the cast of it, and you can see it's like these knuckles and a thumb in the mud, but it's wider. It's wider than my knuckles. It's wider than OG's hand. You know, and OG's not small. So, well, I mean, I'll be honest. Like, me and OG are very large guys, and so is Parachum. When it's bigger than what our fists are, that means whatever's out there is a very big guy, at least. You don't see that many big guys wandering around in the back of somebody's house. So, and on top of it, it has the ridges. You can see the dermal ridges, which is very hard to fake. Everybody has fingerprints. And a lot of the older fake prints, that's how they realize right off the bat that they're fake, is there's no dermal ridges. They're perfectly uniform. Boggy Creek, that cast that they got from it has a misformed foot, which now we're starting to realize what that means is probably it's inbred. The breeding population down there is probably very few cryptids. So with the amount of inbreeding, they'll start to get deformities. They also get more aggressive, which would explain why, like the Momo, the Boggy Creek were attacking people, is because the population of this rare animal is getting so small that now they're interbreeding, and there's a small chance that they may not even be around anymore in certain areas because they've just been they just didn't have a big enough gene pool to survive. But when you're talking about, you have handprints, footprints, body casts, multiple hundreds of thousands of sightings, plus multiple videos. The Patterson Gimli film's one of the biggest one from 1967. Everybody's like, oh, it was a guy in a gorilla suit. People forget the biggest movie of the year was Planet of the Apes. That was the best gorilla suit they could come up with. Looks nothing like Bigfoot.
Well,
like you're not fooling anybody with that.
And you bring up the dermal ridges. So when you talk about dermal ridges, most people will have the spiral. Humans have that spiral effect for dermal ridges. I think it was Matt that told us that gorillas and apes have horizontal, right? They're not spiral, and most
They're
of
not,
the that are
they have ridges, but they're not in the same pattern as like ours.
As humans. And a lot of the prints that are being captured have more of a resemblance of apes in that kind of genus dermal ridges than humans.
And talking with Russell Accord and Dr. Mariah Mayora.
Maria Meyer.
Yeah, Maria.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I can never say her name. She is amazing.
I can't either, but she is amazing.
She has way more degrees than I could shake a stick at. I was talking to her about the technology that they were using about the spectrum analyzer for genomes, and she mentioned that was even new to her when they brought that up. And what that does is it literally can analyze the area for random DNA, and they were getting hits of an unknown primate. And the reason why that's impressive is there's no known primates in North America. With humans are it. So it would have known when it says unknown primate means it doesn't have another sample to recognize it next to. So if it had been a lost chimpanzee, it would have came up as a genome of a chimpanzee. If it had been came up as a lost lowland gorilla.
Yeah.
This is a genome that doesn't have a match yet. And I think another 10 or 20 years, if that technology keeps on advancing the way things are advancing, we will have enough samples. If it's not trying to be, put on your tinfoil hat, being covered up by the government. Just like, there's histories of finding giants in North America, the bodies, and they disappear. There's also similar conspiracy theories about Bigfoot being taken out of that Mount St. Helens eruption, so people wouldn't find any evidence. Which
Really?
why I don't know. But like that much evidence, there's hair samples too. So like we got video, you have sound before AI came about. From 1967, you got footprints, handprints, body casts. What more other than a dead body do you need to say it's real? Because you can't get a dead body from a ghost. How are you gonna prove ghosts are real if you need a dead body?
That's why we are in business, to prove that there are ghosts, right? So, but what I find interesting, and I'm sorry, Perchum, you had something?
Oh no, I was just saying Raven disappeared and she's back.
Oh, she's so short, no one will notice. So one thing that you mentioned about breeding, I do recall that when I've listened to a little bit of the mass hysteria, that they did say that people become missing women. Is it possible, if we go by the delusion that there is something out there that is a Bigfoot, is it possible that they are kidnapping and trying to breed with humans to repopulate the population?
You've had dogs before. How often did you get humped by one?
I've never been humped by a dog. But that I think that's a different podcast, my friend, and we could definitely go into that, I guess.
I'm just saying.
Never have I ever.
Never have I ever.
Hold on.
But if we're going with the theory that Bigfoot is an intelligent creature, correct?
Yeah.
I know on the way back from Milwaukee, Raven and I listened to a podcast that there was a gentleman that was kidnapped by I forget who it was, but he was kidnapped by a Bigfoot, ended up in a gunny sack or sleeping bag or something like that, and he witnessed some of the mannerisms of Bigfoot for, I thought it was like maybe a week, maybe a week and a half. Yep. And he mentioned there was a family, a man, a dad, if you will, a smaller female, like a mom, and then there's two children, one boy, one girl, and he was trying to gain their trust to escape originally, but he found it was interesting, some of the stuff they did, and he finally ended up giving snuff or something to the dad, and it got him sick, and he was able to escape, something like that.
Yeah.
But so you're familiar with the story?
Yeah. Well, that's not the only story out there of that.
Okay.
So yes, people have been kidnapped by, and so my favorite thing is you don't hear about so many aggressive Bigfoots, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason. If they're aggressive, you don't have a story to tell.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
So I only know of one physical attack that was recorded that the person that survived long enough was the Portlock incident, the killer Bigfoot of Alaska.
But he ended up dying anyway.
Yeah, he died from internal bleeding from the beating he took from this creature that his dogs managed to save from him. But it was a large, hairy, man-like thing that jumped on him, and his dogs got him off. He ran into the village. They found him, and he told them what happened, but he died from internal bleeding. There was over 20 people killed in that incident.
Yeah, the gentleman you're talking about is Albert Ostman and his Sasquatch family incident from 1924.
Where was that? Does it say?
The British Columbian coast.
Okay.
Wow. That reminds me of there was a case like that where there were they claimed it was Bigfoot, but it ended up just being that they were drug dealers, and they had they had a pot farm, and they were trying to cover themselves. So basically, they, instead of saying that, obviously they were drug dealers and killing people,
They blamed it on
the
Bigfoot.
actual case was the fact that they blamed it on Bigfoot. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I remember
Northern
watching that
California.
documentary. Yes.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I listened to that one, them talking about it. But for the longest time, they'd said it was Bigfoot killed like these 3 people, and they were
Yes.
using it as a horror to keep other drug dealers out of the area. I was
That's
like,
right.
Wasn't there a kidnapping where someone said it was Bigfoot or something like
Yep.
that? Okay.
Actually, the name of the documentary is Bigfoot Took Her. And
Okay.
it was Jessica Chakotay from Expedition
Expedition X.
Unknown or Expedition X. Yes, the
She's
one with Josh
doing.
Gates.
She's actually doing a podcast with Dr. Miura talking
Yeah,
about
she
that
is.
story.
Didn't
Yep.
they make a movie about it? Beauty and the Beast.
So
She likes
JD,
Candyman, it's fun.
if I may ask you, so you have that app that you showed. Who runs that app? What? So let's say I'm outside, and I go outside, let dogs out, and I see Bigfoot. Who do I report that to?
So
The
you can
BFRO.
report it to the BFRO. You can report it to any local police station. You can report it to
Your
a
friends?
local what?
Your friends.
Yeah, your friends.
Your podcast
And
friends.
quite literally,
let
when
us break
someone
the
sees
story
Bigfoot
first.
and they report it, it does somehow filter to this app.
Yeah. So
Is that you're saying?
what they've done is they've tied that app to all known Bigfoot databases. A lot of stuff has changed over the years now. A lot of it's open source.
Right.
So these databases like the BFRO, you can access. So you can, using technology now, you can grab, because he has certain ones that are marked bright red or from the pre-2000s, like the 1800s, where people have went through old newspapers looking stuff up. So it's the Bigfoot map research or Bigfoot mapping project.
The mapping project, yeah.
AKA,
But-
thank you, John.
Yeah.
So there's a website you can go and check it out. I bought the app. It's really interesting because it's the most complete database I've seen, and I had a hard time finding stuff on Kansas Bigfoot, but they have it all.
So I find that fascinating. I don't know if you guys convinced me yet. What other evidence do you have? I find when something's very commercialized, it kind of diminishes the reality of it. And since Bigfoot is everywhere, I just went to Tennessee, 6 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was.
Not
and
even.
They had nothing but stores with Bigfoot all over it. So, it's a money grab, and I love that. But then again, you could say the same about ghosts, and we've all had experiences.
And aliens,
Yeah.
honestly.
Aliens
But we
are
know
real.
aliens are real.
Had you watched some of our
So it's the same
episodes, you'd understand. We've had that conversation about when Bigfoot came out in early '80s. The Bigfoot truck,
Yep.
it became very commercialized.
Yeah.
And you're right, it became a money grab. But when Patterson and Gimli went out in 1967, they were following tracks for something. It wasn't known as a Bigfoot back then. They had heard about stuff early on. Ape Canyon was 1925. Portlock was 1946. The Sierra Sounds were around the 40s, I think, as well. All
No.
predate
I think they were the 70s.
70s. So then you get into Boggy Creek. That was 1972. It was a few years after the Patterson Gimli film released that these attacks. The Momo monster was the 30s. So a lot of these, like Ape Canyon they were called mountain devils. They have multiple names in history, but when you start looking at like 411 did a great example. Like if you overlay a map of all the areas in national forests that have Indian names for like Manitou or creatures or Sasquatch, and then you overlay national parks, then you overlay the known underground caverns, and then you overlay all these missing people, they line up very, very closely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Missing Hero Run is a very interesting subject
And
as well.
a reporter even asked him outright, "Do you believe in Bigfoot?" And he's like, "No, I'm not saying that, but he goes, I am saying don't let your child be in the front or the very back of a group of people, and make sure you don't let anybody get out of sight. And
Well,
I
I
didn't
think that should
understand.
be a rule anyway.
Yes.
Don't
Kinda.
let your child at the back of the
Well,
back of people.
I grew up in Kansas. I've gone hiking here and there. I never
Yeah.
fully understood that until I went out to Oregon. The underbrush and the tree structures, a 5-foot step in the wrong direction, you could be 100 foot down in a ravine and not even know it. So people disappearing out of nowhere, I now have a better understanding of that. Like they're not kidding. Like if a mountain lion hopped and just pounced on somebody, goes into the underbrush, you won't see it. Like if you're dead and it doesn't move, you'll miss it.
Yeah, but you would hear it.
No, not they're pretty silent.
Not with a mountain lion. Not with a
No,
mountain lion.
you
They are.
hear a person falling down into the brush.
You'll hear it for a brief second, but if you're not paying attention, it's not going to be a loud thum because it's all
Yeah.
soft. So,
Right.
I mean that as you talk about the like now, as somebody reported, I could see where you're saying it's sensationalized. They're going for money grab. What about all these other ones that predate TV? Mountain Men we're talking about. Teddy Roosevelt wrote about it, how he had somebody that told him of an encounter, and the term wood booger, Manitou, hairy men. A lot of them thought they were just wild men that became hermits. They keep on forgetting to mention that they're 8.5 foot tall, which was when the average height back then was like 5'8". And you have this creature that has to be able to be contention with a grizzly or a black bear.
So I have a
Yeah.
question for you. So we know that animals throughout the animal kingdom get mange and whatnot. If a Bigfoot has mange, is it still Bigfoot?
If a dog has mange, it's still a dog.
No, it's yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if a black bear has
No,
mange,
it's-
it's a holy terror. Those
I
things
was
are
gonna say-
scary with mange.
What do you think a
Dog
Bigfoot
has
with
mange.
mange
It's
would
the
look
beast
like?
of
Would it
Bray
look like
Road.
us? Do you think a Bigfoot with mange would look like us and people would just think it was a human? A naked human out in the middle of nowhere?
No, I think their facial. I mean, it'd be an ugly human. I mean, it would be. Well, their skin isn't pink though. Most of the time, it's a darker pigment. So,
How do we know?
guess you're gonna have to catch one and shave it.
I'm just thinking of like
Sure,
mountain men.
Bigfoot,
Like we
Bigfoot.
don't know. Like what if there are men that are out in the mountains that are like just super hairy and super tall because genetics. I don't know.
We don't need to bring your romance novels into this one.
So I'm
Listen,
willing to.
I don't read.
I'm willing to
I
accept
can. I just don't.
that
Okay.
that
Okay.
Bigfoot
Oh.
could be a Wendigo or a shapeshifter. I mean, what about those scenarios?
So that's where we're getting into boxes, as our good
Okay.
friend talks about. I think we are trying to put a whole bunch of stuff that happens out in the forest into one box. So I truly believe that there are forest guardians / forest spirits that are paranormal that may take on certain looks to terrify people. And then I think there's a physical creature out there that gets kind of lumped into everything from portals to UFOs, alien.
Aliens.
There's paranormal stuff, and me and Matt, when we went and did some Bigfoot hunting, we kind of talked about it. We wonder if the activity doesn't attract all that. Like if that area, if a Bigfoot gets brought into that area for whatever reason, could that be a hot spot for paranormal? Does it create more activity? And that's also why UFOs are showing up, because there's something drawing everything to that area. Because most people are also attracted to that area as well. That's how we end up seeing them.
You also have to factor in ley lines and geomagnetic energy.
They said,
Just-
I mean,
I don't know why I said that. Just throwing it.
I've never had a cryptid experience. I've had a whole bunch of paranormal, and I'm willing to go out in the forest with you, Gabriel, and let you run out front, and we'll see what we can get.
You'll probably
Actually, I think we'll have Pear Chum come in front of us. He's almost as big as a grizzly bear. It'll be fine. He's still a tall guy. It's not a problem.
I'm telling you, if we plan it out right, I'm pretty sure I might be able to talk Brian Goddard into coming with us.
Let's do it. So I'm not convinced, but I'm willing to to hang out with you guys in the forest. I mean, that'd be cool
Yeah.
alone. But
So I'm actually
maybe-
very happy that you didn't sacrifice me this time. You actually went and sacrificed Parachon. Normally, you would have me front and center, so you could videotape Bigfoot eating me, and so I appreciate that.
so I think you missed what was just said, Raven. And I want
I
to clear it
probably
up.
did.
You would be in
Yeah.
the backpack on the back of Parachon, and he would just whip you out, slingshot you right into the nose of Bigfoot. The same scenario would happen. He'd use you as a toothpick. We'd be gone, and then we would sit here and just get a taller Raven down the road. It's fine.
So, for the best part of that is I get to be a backpack for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, you get a free ride going through the forest. What more can you ask for?
I don't have to trudge through the forest where we know
One of those little
ticks
baby
are.
carrier
I hate
things where your
ticks.
legs go through and Raven's just bouncing all over the place.
Can we?
I was thinking more. I was thinking more of
I
the
would love
Master
this.
Blaster thing, where
Yes,
who runs
exactly.
Bartertown?
By the way, I agree with John. He has a good point. We should do this. All meet up in Southeast Ohio.
I'm in.
I've
When
never
do we
been to
start? Right
Ohio,
now?
but if you want me to start taking my vacation, let's do it. Let's set it up.
Am I are we leaving right now?
You're the backpack, like Border Town,
Somebody
like
was
JD
supposed to
just
start
said.
taking
You
it.
have to.
Parachon's
Yes.
leaving apparently.
Right.
You had an invite to be at our booth in Ohio, but you had work to do. I mean, things
Listen.
happen. But
Listen.
Listen.
Sometimes. I have
Stop
to
breaking
work.
my heart, JD.
You could have Ubered.
Unfortunately,
No,
unfortunately, podcasting does not actually pay very much money. if
okay,
any.
now you're getting
So
now you're
listen.
getting specific.
I am. I have to work. I have to work to do the things I love, JD.
So I mean, if we're gonna go Ohio, I've never been, but let's do it. I mean, is it better to go Bigfoot hunting when it's colder out or when it's hotter out? I would think when it was colder out because they're brown, right?
Eggs.
So let me preface that.
I don't like
Is it
bugs.
better to go paranormal investigating during the day or the night?
it's the
It
same.
doesn't matter. Because
Well-
more than likely, if the place is haunted, you're going to get activity whether it's day or night.
Well, what I was
So-
referring to is more of the environment. When it's in the fall, things fall down. The color of the trees change. Maybe it's easier to see things. That
Good
that
point.
kind of stuff is what I was referring to.
So what we
Or
need to do is
Bears
look at
hibernate in the winter.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well,
and bugs are
we
dead.
could
Or
look
bugs
at
are.
when are the peak sightings of Bigfoot in that area? Because if we do Southeast Ohio, the Tar Hollow and the Salt Flats, which are a very high activity area for Ohio, that's also about 30 minutes to an hour away from Point Pleasant.
Oh,
The
That,
Loveland
that is
Rock-
a lot of people don't realize that.
JD
Point
said that on
Pleasant,
purpose
yes.
because he knows.
Point-
He knows.
I've been in the area. That the high activity of Bigfoot is literally on the other side of the river from Point Pleasant, where the Mothman was seen.
Okay,
well,
so wait
Raven's
a minute though.
huge on the Mothman, so I mean,
You
I
know
guess
I
we have to
am.
set it up. You know, let's
Wait,
do
wait,
it.
wait. Has there ever been any I guess investigation between the two? If there's really high Bigfoot activity on one side and then Mothman sightings on the other, doesn't that seem kind of ironic?
So who's to say they're not one and the same? So there's sightings of things called the
Yeah.
bat squatch throughout the United States. It's Sasquatch with wings.
That
Who's-
sounds a lot like the beef coon from iCarly.
Yeah. But who's to say that Mothman wasn't one of those bat squatches?
That Squatch, I love it.
Is that
That's
I mean
actually
that
interesting.
Yes.
it's possible.
I think his butt's too well formed.
Well, maybe he shaves
does
it.
have a nice butt.
Maybe he's
I'm just saying, I am down for Southeast Ohio Bigfoot and Mothman hunting.
Hopkinsville.
Mark me in too.
Okay,
Let's do it, brother.
But the
Let's
problem
do
is,
it.
we all know the problem is that if we're hunting Mothman and we see him, then there is danger afoot.
So we'll
It
stop
is-
at Babies R Us, get one of those backpack things for Rave, throw it on
Yeah.
Parachum, and let's do it, man.
That's why we have decoys.
I love this for me. Here, Tom. Apparently you are taking me in a backpack.
I'll just give a little wagon and pull you.
Now, I'll be honest, we could plan this for October. October 3rd is the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree 3, which we
Look
will
at
be
you.
there for. We will be there for that. That'll be our second one there. We are definitely going to help out Cryptids of the Corn. Love those guys.
He's telling me
Matt,
to take off.
John.
That's what he's doing. He's
I'm
like,
telling you guys,
listen.
take off now. Put it on your calendar. October 3rd, because that is about 3.5 miles away, or 3.5 hours away from Point Pleasant and where we want to go Bigfoot hunting. We could turn it into a long weekend, do the Jamboree, and then Monday, Tuesday, head down there, do the investigation, do Point Pleasant so you can get the museum, because you want to make sure it's open so you can get your good T-shirts and that for your Mothman. And we all then drive back Tuesday afternoon, and we have an amazing weekend.
So I would just like to preface that with Point Pleasant's not just 3.5 hours away, but within 3.5 hours of Ada, Ohio, you have the Ohio State Reformatory,
Mansfield, yep.
Mansfield, Madison Seminary, Serpent Mound, Point Pleasant, the sightings of the Loveland Frog Monster, and the Hopkinsville, Kentucky UFO incident site.
And then you also have Brian Gardner, which is in Cleveland, which is Cryptid Paranormal. You have John Fike with Myths, Monsters, and Mullets in Portland,
Hi, John.
Indiana. And then you got Cryptids of the Corn there in Ada. It's weird. And we could go check out the little speakeasy called the Renaissance of Tiffin, which is one of my favorite whiskey bars. Neat little place. I mean, it could be a neat 4-day adventure.
Well, Raven, it looks like we have to mark that on our calendar because it looks like in October we're of 2026.
And anybody that's
we will go
listening to
Ohio.
this, I highly recommend going to the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree. Ada is a neat little town. The vendor turnout was amazing. To be able to hang out with that many people was so fun. So see you there.
They're doing it in a third year. That's amazing. So good for them.
Yep. And then
Good for
we
them.
also just got announced we are sponsors of the Arkansas Cryptid Fest that Matt Orton's putting on June 6th.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you guys.
We're looking for vendors to be there to sell merch and, other things, books.
We do vendors.
Really?
We're vendor people. We sell T-shirts and
Well, then you need to reach out to
rifle
Matt.
off
We sell some
Ravens.
T-shirts.
It's great.
It's June 6th. Put it on your calendars and make it down there.
Word choice, Gabriel.
He does a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not dogs, but a lot.
Not just he doesn't do just vendors.
He does vendors, he said.
We
20
do the
bucks is
vendor
20 bucks.
circuit. We had the opportunity to go to a lot of fun places being vendors. A lot of the fun things we like to do is see those small towns and highlight the small towns. So we're looking forward to whatever vendor spot that meets our needs. We're always willing to go.
That one's in North Little Rock. It's going to be one day only, Saturday. It's at Old Bart's. Amazing food, local brewery. I believe Darkside Coffee is going to be a sponsor as well. They have all the coffee that you could ever need with a Star Wars theme. Yes.
You know, Gabriel is obsessed.
I'm obsessed.
He is a coffee connoisseur.
I am a coffee,
He's obsessed.
a cigar.
A coffee LA, or instead of a sommelier, he's a coffee LA.
Yeah. So I'm just saying,
He's
like,
a coffee and cigar connoisseur. Yes.
Go ahead, fill your calendar out. Get a hold of Matt. If you don't have his number, if you lost it or threw it away because he's making a pass at you, just let me know. I'll let him.
Damn.
I was talking about Gabriel.
I know.
Well,
Matt's going to see this and be so mad.
I do think we should start up a joint calendar so we can get all these things on so we don't overlap,
Yeah.
Yeah. We happen to have a Sermon with the Spirits cap. we use an Apple calendar, but other than that.
And you can get it for Android. I have an Android phone.
Actually, I didn't think about it. We can just invite you to our we have a Children with the Spirit podcast calendar. We can invite you guys to it. That way you see what we got going on. If you add something in, what's your abbreviations? DWP?
This sounds like a wrestler.
I assume that's what it is. Yes, DWP.
Yeah, I mean DWP.
Because you don't want to just go.
And GVG is probably the best host that DWP has.
Compared to the nurse, the RN,
RK will take
Yeah.
your
well, RK, yeah,
ass. RK.
RKO.
Too many
Anyways,
headache.
no,
Well, we're
you guys,
closing up to that hour.
you guys have been, yeah, we
It's
are
been an
actually.
hour already?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys,
Hour and
thank
5
you for
minutes.
popping on tonight.
Wow.
Hey, we
Yeah.
always have
As
you guys.
always, like you guys
We are gonna-
no, you guys are awesome. I mean,
We're
We've-
going to try to do a
we've-
live next Wednesday
we've
if you guys
talked
want to
about
jump on.
this.
Yeah, we'll definitely hop on Wednesday.
Oh, we love that.
Mhm.
You want
Yeah,
Raven
we're
to
trying
come
to
or
get back
just
into
me,
that.
Pear Chum?
Jason actually might join us. He messaged me. Sorry.
You look like a dragon there, my friend.
Jason messaged me just a little while ago, and he may join us in person for our live next Wednesday if
Oh,
you guys
cool.
want to hop on.
Oh, Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
But I just want to say thank you guys so much for popping on tonight. I cannot believe, actually, and I keep saying this to Gabriel, I cannot believe that we haven't even known you a full year yet.
know.
In my head,
Really?
this does not make any sense.
Huh.
Like, no, we haven't. It will be a year in February when we all go back to that Paracon in Kansas City.
That's right.
Where we'll see all
That
of our
reminds me, I need to
wonderful.
get my I need to get my hotel
It hasn't even
room
been
set
a
up.
year.
So do
Yeah.
we.
It just seems weird, doesn't it? It's like
I cannot
time
believe.
slips and portals.
Are you guys staying at the casino
I
itself?
cannot believe it.
I am. I'm gonna try to get a hotel, one of the rooms there, because that's everybody that's a speaker stays there.
Right.
It makes it just really easy.
Right.
I mean, because you do your booth. Well, and I'll be honest, I didn't do the after parties because I didn't want to have to drive.
Mm-hmm.
If I just go to the
Yeah.
after party and then go back up to my hotel room, what more can you ask for?
I'm gonna have
We
to
did
set
the
up a
concert
room
afterwards.
to
It was
hotel.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the concert was really fun. I was gonna say, with my new affinity for blackjack, I'm not sure if staying at the casino is a good idea for me. Apparently, I
Just
love
give
blackjack,
Gabriel your
so I
wallet.
don't know.
Why are we giving away my wallet?
I'm just saying, you can hold on to it for her. That way she doesn't lose any money.
That's right. No
Too
pockets.
Too soon.
No pockets.
I love pockets for a reason.
And by the
Okay.
way, they mailed her back her driver's license today. So
I
Well,
did
what
get
is-
my driver's license today.
yeah,
Thank
Where-
you.
Where was
Yeah, got it.
it was exactly where I dropped it.
it?
And I said, "Listen, you need to buy pants with pockets. You can't count on me to hold your stuff.
Did-
That's what
didn't
I'm
you-
here to do."
No,
Wait a minute, didn't you buy her
I
those
usually
pants?
have
No,
pockets.
I didn't buy her the pants.
Thank you.
If I bought her pants that had pockets in it,
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Or I could carry a purse like a
like a regular
stereotypical
person.
woman, but bullshit. I don't want to do that.
I still feel bad about losing your license. That was that was on me. My bad. Well, I want to thank you guys.
Good thing I didn't need it this week. Thank you.
Why don't you guys take a few seconds and tell anybody new that's listening how to find you and what you guys are about?
We're Chiming with the Spirits. I'm JD. You can find us on podcasts, Apple Music, from Spotify to our main channel on YouTube. Please come like and subscribe. We're on the verge of 30K. We're at 29.5 right now. We'd love to hit 100,000. We're over 20.9.
We're almost-
Sorry.
We're almost at 31.
What? My bad. We're at 31. We're trying to hit 100K. So if you can help us out, we'd greatly appreciate it. We have a website, www.cwtspodcast.com. You can see all our evidence that we have gathered with Darkwoods Paranormal at the Sally House, where Raven herself picked up a awesome entity walking into the nursery. We have the
Yeah.
door opening. You can find all our swag and merch there. We are updating soon. We're going to be broadening our swag to more merchandise and more items with more logos. You can find us at multiple cons coming up. Parachum, where else can they find us?
I'm Parachum, by the way, if that didn't catch on to people. You can also catch us on Facebook. We are currently at 936 followers. Is that what they're
Yeah.
called on Facebook? TikTok. We are also on Instagram, Reddit, Patreon, X. I think that's what it's called now, not Twitter.
Yeah. That's X.
Yep, it's
And
X now.
yeah, if you want to view or listen to either our audio version or our video version, the easiest way is to go to our website, cwtspodcast.com, and there's a tab for every season, both video, audio, and our Whack Wednesday stories that will directly link you to those sites. Instead of having to go search, that's the easiest way. But yeah.
Thank you, guys. Well, of course, we're Darkwoods Paranormal. We're on your anywhere you find a podcast, you'll find us. Our website is darkwoodsparanormal.com. Raven, anything you want to chime in about?
Well, same thing. We the platforms as well, so definitely go check us out. All of our video stuff is on YouTube. If you want to look at our beautiful faces, of course, go check us out on our YouTube channel. And if you just want to listen to our wonderful voices, you can check us out wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of those things. We will be back on Sunday with an all new live, and super excited for that one. So check us out Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That goes live on our YouTube channel as well. And I just want to thank you guys again for popping on, and
Absolutely.
we always
Thank you, guys.
appreciate having you guys around. So
Yep.
you guys are awesome.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Check out our friends Chumming
Anytime.
with Spirits. And thank you guys so much for.
Thank you so much. And remember, you
listening.
can find our entire library at darkwoodsParanormal.com. Stay curious, stay aware, and like always, my friends, do stay safe out there.
Be safe.
See you.